After a promising first half, multiple scoring drives in the second half made it clear this Nebraska team is far from the program's prime as they fell to Colorado 36-14. The quarterback position in question, how will Matt Rhule and his staff turn this season around? We'll break it down and talk to a special guest, former Husker Jay Foreman. Sean Callahan also joins with the latest in Big Red recruiting. All that and more next on Big Red Wrap-Up. Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Severe, and welcome to Big Red Wrap-Up on Nebraska Public Media. For the first time since 2020, Nebraska starts the season 0-2. It finally gets a team they get to play at home this week. Jay Moore, of course, and Damon Benning, the former Huskers, joining us here on Big Red Wrap-Up. It'd been nice if this would have been the opening game, right?
Yeah.
A chance to get all the mistakes out. Instead, they get their mistakes out on the road against two Power 5 teams.
Yeah, it's, I'm not in charge of the schedule.
Yes, no.
And if I was, I would not be scheduling conference or other Power 5s. I'm looking at the lesser, to get. But it just is what it is. You got to play who you play, and now through two games, you know who Nebraska is. And I think through two games, they're a good defense, okay special teams, and they're an offense that has issues, and they turn the ball over. And we'll see if they can get that resurrected and fixed against Northern Illinois this week.
I feel like you're starting me off with an 0-2 hitting count, and you're getting ready to hit me with a slider. You know I hate talking about schedules.
I know, Damon.
So it's
I know,
like,
but let me give you Maryland as a quick example, right? They come out playing horribly.
Yeah.
Tagovailoa throws a interception for a pick six the other way. But they rally because they're playing a team that's not as good.
I understand.
It's bad to play two Power 5 teams on the road.
It is, but
who else is doing that?
No, I get it. It's not conducive to success, but I mean, you had a chance to beat Minnesota, and I think that's all you can ask. And going in at the half, you felt pretty good, right? 24 plays for the first 24 for 50 yards for Colorado.
Yep.
And you were right there. Nebraska's only got so many toes. They got to keep them around here a little bit. Give yourself a chance.
Yeah, and so you think that's more concentration issues? Because I know people are irate because it's a snap. You got to catch a snap. What do you think the issue is?
So I think the first one, I've looked at this 1,000 times, right? So I think without the two without the motion, I think we're poor concentration. You just catch the football. It was weird how that one, short motion, you see the bunch, the little 3-by to the other side, a guy's going to motion across, and he's either going to kick out or he's going to wrap and they're going to run zone. Like, it's called a duo concept. And I'm thinking, it was never quite right.
Timing-wise.
Irvin had the long run, and they tried to come back and run it again, and then they didn't give Bullock enough time to get across the formation, so he couldn't be a blocker. The whole snap thing was disjointed. I felt like I went back and watched because people asked me real time on social media, who's that on? And I'm like, I'm not sure, right? Is he giving him a ready call? Is it on the motion?
Right.
But it was disjointed from the jump. And remember, even when you thought you were out of the clear, they came back and ran the same formation and the same motion in the second half, and it almost happened again.
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about, and it's a heartbreaking loss, but we can't do it without you. Reach out and help guide the conversation. Our call room is up and running, manned by our sports intern. Hello, Hannah.
Hi,
and the
guys.
students from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. They're joining us throughout the season, enjoying their Valentino's pizza, hopefully not my thin crust, and taking your calls. You can also text us or email your comments and questions to bigred@nebraskapublicmedia.org. We're keeping our eyes on social media as well. Share your thoughts on our Big Red Wrap-Up accounts, and we will answer as many of those questions as we can tonight. Also, don't forget to head over to our website and download your copy of the 2023 Nebraska football schedule poster. You can print it out. Of course, you can have it at home or your office and keep up to date throughout the season with all the Husker football scores. Just leave out the first two. Last week, we asked you what area of the offense needed the most improvement for Colorado. You nailed it. 62% of you said quarterbacks, 25% said offensive line, and 7% said running backs, with 6% for wide receivers. This week's sideline survey is updated and ready for your vote tonight as well. Who do you want to see start at quarterback on Saturday? Is it Jeff Sims, Heinrich Haarberg, or Chubba Purdy? Head to our website right now to cast your vote and check back each week for a brand new survey. See, that's a tough question to ever ask. What we talk about all the time.
Recency bias.
Yeah, it's got QB1. Are the other guys ready? It comes down if he's healthy, though, right? Really.
Totally. You gotta if he's his ability to use his legs is important in this offense.
Yeah.
Obviously, the turnovers are an issue, but Matt Rule said it. Jeff he's our starting quarterback, and in my stance on this is because it's tricky. It can be very simple, or you can look at it very complicated. And I think it's hard because you want a guy. He has turnover issues at Georgia Tech, right? And if you know you have to get over these somehow, some way. He might not do it in practice, but it shows up in games. So how do you have to get over it? You have to do it in games. You have to gain confidence and you have to gain trust by getting over these issues in games, getting the time with wide receivers, trusting protection with your O-line, having being comfortable handing the ball off to multiple different backs. So I want him to get over these issues in the game. But again, it comes a point to where you can't just keep banging your head against the wall and expecting a different result, right? You got to sometimes say, hey, this is not acceptable, and we got to try someone else because we have to give our team the best shot of winning a football game, and you can't do that continually by turning the ball over 4 times a game.
All I can do is go by history. P.J. Walker, 49 games he played for Matt Rule. Even when he struggled, he left him in there. Same thing with Charlie Brewer, 35 games, only 3 years, he left Charlie Brewer in there, even when he struggled. It seems like he sticks with a guy.
Yeah, I get that, right? Because that's part of who he is, right? He's into the relationship building. He's into the trust. He's into. You saw the convenient gear that he wore the other day. OOU, right? Mm-hmm. One of us, meaning there's no singular entity. I'm one of many. It's about the greater good. Like that's the symbolic part of the OOU, and I think that's just how he's built this program, right? And I was saying this morning, kind of in an analogy. I got a good buddy, and he says, listen, you don't get this lifestyle without me in it, right? So we're quick to want to be dismissive of Jeff Sims, and we see the poll, right? Turnovers, but you take away a lot of the positive plays that he does. So while I get the substitution deal, you don't get the butterfly effect of he's had a hand in every one of your chunk plays that you've made this year. So I think the coaches know that, and the players do as well. So again, you don't get the pros and just get rid of the cons without Jeff Sims being.
We were watching one of the big plays he had, blocked well. He obviously.
That's well executed.
Yeah.
That was really well executed. Got man-to-man coverage. You had a little double fit.
Sent the back out of the backfield.
Safety spied.
Yep.
The little look-in route, and it's well conceived.
And there's so much more that goes into it. I mean, the quarterback is in full control of this offense. You have to get your guys in and out of the huddle. It's communication with the offensive line. It's communication with the running back. It's seeing the protections and getting and knowing what you're seeing in coverage. So you're working with your wide receivers. That's a big part of it too. And whether Harburg or Purdy has that same capabilities, I don't know. But there's just so much to it. I know people are like, Anthony Grant fumbled. We didn't see him at all. Well, there's also 2 other good running backs ahead of him too, right? That's apples to oranges. It's not a good comparison.
DB knows about it.
Right. So it's not a fair comparison at all.
I don't even know why people say that. It's not the same thing, and there is no hypocrisy. Yeah. The locker room understands what happens with quarterbacks versus any other position on the field. Do you ever hear people say, hey, if you have 2 running backs, you don't have one?
No.
Hey, if you have 2 offensive tackles, you don't have one. But you know who they do say that about? They say that about quarterbacks. So given what the position is, and you told me this for years, and you and I would go back and forth. And, you'd tell me, you got to treat quarterbacks differently. And I'm like, it took me about 4 or 5 years to come around.
Gotta have one.
They're just different. They're held to a different standard, so therefore they get different luxuries. It's just the cost of doing business.
What about, though, and I understand the turnovers, but decision-making. Mm-hmm. Him going out of bounds at the end of the first half, I call it a Madden play. Yep. Your 9-year-old, your 10-year-old doesn't do that on a game. No, He knows. You cannot go out of bounds. You've got to get down. You can't give them a chance to have another timeout.
Situational awareness, I understand.
Yeah.
But I do think there's a sense of ownership in what comes natural to people versus practicing the situation. You're taught, listen, I'm fighting. I want to be smart. I've probably been told, hey, get down or get out of bounds. Same as a drop snap. I don't get on the snap because you know what they tell me in practice? Get away from the ball.
Don't get hurt.
Right? So, I mean, yes and no. There's a lot of things that seem real common sense, but when you don't rep it, I do think situational awareness sneaks up on people, and those that are good at it, you see them persevere. I always try to tell people, ask yourself, where am I and what am I doing? Because taking self-inventory real time is not natural for most of us.
I wonder what the conversation was starting that drive. I'm sure they're saying, look, we don't want to give them the ball back. We'd like to get a first down and get going, but we can't give them the ball back with a lot of time left.
We're referencing the drive right before half.
Right before the half, where he goes out of bounds.
Do you guys think we're having this conversation if you don't kick the ball 20 yards?
That was a big part of it. Yeah, that was a big part of it.
So,
yes. They had been starting to move the ball better, but certainly the punter has a lot of responsibility.
They're not starting the ball at the 30-some-odd yard line as opposed to inside their 20. It's not as magnified.
Shinnie had a bad day.
It's the ultimate team sport.
Yeah. Let's talk about something you know well. They got 11 sacks, got 16 total tackles for loss for minus 90 yards. They're at the top of every stat defensively when it comes to getting after the pass.
Yeah, pleasantly surprised. I thought this defense was, I didn't know what to expect with the 3-3-5. But I tell you what, it's a thing of beauty when you watch it. They do such a good job of just forcing everything inside out.
Dude, how about the underneath coverage?
Yes.
Right?
And the tackling.
Yeah.
Who's getting to the face of two? Who's working 2-to-1? It's always something different.
I just know that fourth down play where they kind of brought that jet sweep look, and they had a guy just Phil here.
He fit
boom,
into,
and then finally
the blitz.
the guy from the corner. That's just perfect. That's a thing of beauty.
Where you draw it up.
And then it's the defensive line playing well, creating pass rush, and playing well and playing with good eye discipline.
Yeah.
I think you see a lot of that, and just passing and communication. It's really fun to watch, and for a guy who didn't know what to expect, man, this is what they're able to do and create and get in situations, man. It's a thing of beauty right now.
Also 8th in the country in rush defense, giving up 1.95 yards a rush. Only 113 total yards.
They're going to be hard to move the ball against, and I think a lot of it is they understand fully what they're doing. Right? When you get multiple helmets to the ball all the time, you probably have a good idea of what you're trying to accomplish philosophically. Right? When you get 9, 10 hats to the ball, and almost guys just bust their hump to get the plays. It was almost the anti-TCU. And as we were talking kind of off air, the 3 big chunk plays that came in the passing game. You had the over route. That was nice where he went from hash. It's a good throw by Sanders. We fell asleep on a max pressure. And you're trailing a guy on a crossing route where it's like, if I can control the controllables, I like the rest of what we're doing. And I ultimately think that's where you want to be. I never want to be outmatched.
Sure.
I always want to have a chance to do better and fix what I did wrong.
I know you want to play every down, I'm sure, when you were a player. But what do you think about the rotation? They're playing a lot of guys. You get 20 guys getting tackles.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I think you got to build depth. I love that. And here's the thing is, you're playing a lot of freshmen. Cam Lenhart, you just go down, there are 3 or 4 guys as true freshmen are playing.
Van Poppel played.
Van Poppel
played.
So that's
Guy Wallen, Boodle.
Everybody
you
played.
can see them. And
Kobe Brett's at a tackle.
Hey, Brett's is coming.
Yeah,
I know.
You got to have that, and you got to develop depth, and you have to build this program up. You got to start from the foundation and play those young guys, get them some live bullet reps, and just, hey, we trust you. Go out there and do your thing. But I think the greatest thing about this defense too is they just look to be in control.
Yeah.
They're never out of control. I always remind of the John Wooden quote: "Be quick, but not in a hurry." And I just like.
You watch Tony White's presence and his delivery.
It just seems like everyone's in control.
They play a lot how he.
Reflect him.
They play a lot like his personality.
Yeah, always in a good position, never out of to make a tackle, to do something. There's no panic.
His mentor was the exact same. Rocky Long was the exact same.
Never any panic. So I just it's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, it's good. It's fun to watch something. Although there's a lot of work to do on the offensive side of the ball, as we've been talking about. Saturday's defensive performance can provide fans with some hope for the program. Let's dive into the highlights as we take you to the game in Boulder. It was a beautiful day in Boulder, and it was hyped in the stadium. I haven't felt that kind of feeling in a stadium since Ohio State 2012. Coming on out last week, Nebraska only had 14 total yards after the catch, rack. On the first 2 plays, they had 24. That looks good. This is how it's supposed to look.
Absolutely. Tall in the pocket, delivering the ball on time. And like I tell people, contrary to popular belief, he is capable of making all the throws.
He can make the throws, but of course here, tries to pick it up, can't get to it, slips a little bit on that turf. It was a tough turf. That natural grass is not great to be getting around. A lot of guys are slipping. So that leads to that. But the defense stands up, though. Defense stood up for most of the first half, getting the sacks. What do you think about this freshman, Damon?
I like him a ton. He's probably the more physical of the two between he and Princewell. This is kind of scary. Princewell may have the higher upside, the higher ceiling, but Cam is more ready to go.
When Gabe Ervin gets going, he looks good in the open field.
Very much so. It's similar play calls here back. They use this run scheme multiple times, and he got going. And it's just been nice to finish off these drives, obviously.
Hey, Gabe ended up having 17 carries for 74 yards on the day, and then this happens. This is what you were talking about, the timing. Right?
Yeah, it was disjointed all afternoon, and that's something they definitely have to shore up, and we saw it repeatedly.
This was tough. It's kind of heartbreaking. You know, Tristan Alvano, we all want to see him make it. And the offense had finally gotten something going. You tie it there, or you get the lead there, maybe it's a different feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And then this happens on offense the next time around, and all of a sudden you're in a dogfight.
Yep. And again, the defense, though, steps up. The open field tackling is so much better than it was at the start of last year. Remember back.
When you're in good position, you can make those kind of tackles.
Shakir Sanders had a huge day. He was 31 of 42 for 393 yards. He's a Heisman contender. I don't know if they're going to win enough games for that, but he has certainly played well. Feely gets the field goal to go up 3-0. But back here, this is, again, kind of a lack of concentration.
Yeah, it's just that you can't. This is one you got to probably eat it or just run it out of bounds in this situation. You just can't force it, and you just got to learn your lesson, and knowing that kind of the cards are stacked against you.
Coach called that cross country there on that.
It's unbelievable throw. He comes from the far hash to the near hash, and he dropped it in the bucket.
He did, and we know they've got a lot of speed. They've got a lot of talent in the middle of the field. Travis Hunter's a special talent. Just makes people miss right in front of him.
He really is. They brought him a little bit back down to earth last week than against TCU, but still a great player.
There were a couple of those plays on those kind of tunnel screens and crossing routes where against TCU those guys scored. Nebraska made tackles. You go to halftime at 13-0, and you don't feel like you're in a bad spot.
No.
Because you've been making some plays, and Nebraska comes out, and they feel pretty good early on. This is a really good throw on the run.
Yeah, good throw and catch. And again, contrary to popular belief, there were receivers running open. The separation they do okay.
Two different defenders went with Ramir Johnson when he went in motion there.
Yeah, and man-to-man, you got to bump a little bit, and you're trying to leverage the ball, not the block. And that one right there, the backside free safety, checking that number one receiver to the single receiver side kind of cost him.
Yeah, 10 carries, 57 yards, and the touchdown for Jeff Sims there. Shakir Sanders kind of got ahead. This is the all-out blitz, and for some reason.
Yeah, Tommy Hill was not on the same page as everyone else. Zero blitz. He's a man-to-man situation. He was in a catch technique there, looking for someone to pass it off. Just not good execution.
Again, and there's a reason why he was benched last year, and now, of course, he's getting some time now.
That throw right there was much tougher than it looked on television. He's in essence throwing this down a hallway, leading his receiver.
And while going to his left, squaring his shoulders and getting it done. Here's one of the better running plays. They actually had to go to that delay. At Coastal Carolina runs, at Wake Forest runs, to get the running game going because Nebraska was shutting it down. Shakir Sanders again. This one just barely over the coverage.
Again,
it's a big boy throw.
But, hey, the defense has got to step up and start making some of these turnovers or make some picks in those situations.
That's 23-7. Nebraska could easily be 23-14. If Bullock catches the ball, you never know what happens.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have definitely been a different story there. And here's the fumble. Gabe Ervin ends up getting the credit for the fumble. If you look at the stats, he gets credit for the fumble, and so that's one on him. And
I didn't like the television explanation of this.
Joe Platts. I was going to ask you about that. He said it was on Sims.
Yeah, that's not on Sims.
Yeah.
And it didn't get.
That's not on Sims at all.
Here they go again, running that delay inside to get a good run. That's Hankerson for 14 yards. And then this is the double reverse. This is their skill positions.
Yeah. Would you play this coming inside on that technique if you're in that 5 on the other side? Or would you try to get vertical and keep it inside?
I'd probably get vertical and try to keep it inside.
Seemed like he gambled and came up empty.
That made it 29-7. Of course, they tried to go for 2. The 2-point got called back. Sanders makes the complete pass here. This is when the defense is really exhausted.
Yeah, they're gassed.
They're gassed here.
I'm sure your emotions aren't really in check either.
Yeah, that elevation is definitely getting to him right now.
No doubt. Shakir Sanders runs this one in to make it 36-7. This is when his dad said that he should be a Heisman Trophy candidate after making that play there. But Nebraska does get a stop. They force a fumble. Ramir Johnson shows what he can do in the open field.
Yeah, 1 and go. Put your foot in the dirt and see out of the back gate and weaving his way down the field. That's an impressive run. He needs a few more touches.
44 yards there, and then the touchdown pass. Congratulations. Thomas Fidone gets his first touchdown on the season and of his career.
Yeah, he wasn't pumped. You know, he had the procedure penalty, you know, early on the other end, and he wanted to make up for it. And he hasn't played football, meaningful football, in 3 years. He's still coming.
Go to the final stats. You see what Nebraska did on the ground. I thought they'd even get more than that. Did a really good job of slowing down.
Need more snaps.
They did. They need more snaps. There's no doubt about it. And they lost 3 quick drives to turnovers. So that happens. And you see it. 4 turnovers to 1. That's the difference in the game right there. Yeah. Let's go to the players of the game. Our players of the game against Colorado are Cam Lenhart, the freshman, and Luke Reimer, who I think he was one of our players of the game like 6 or 7 times last time. Luke for his overall performance, and Cam for being the first true freshman to record 2 sacks in a game since Barry Turner against Baylor in 2005. We know how good Barry Turner was as a freshman.
He was really good.
He was really good, no doubt.
Yeah.
Next up on the show, we'll take a look at social media from the weekend, break down a couple of plays in the huddle with Jay Moore, and be joined on the set by former black shirt and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. As we go to break, check out the sights from Saturday's packed stadium in Boulder, courtesy of Hurrdat Sports. Stay with us. We're back soon. What's up, Bo?
What's up, my brother?
How you doing?
What's happening?
Doing all right?
Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, just okay. Like just today we're going to be covering.
Stand on
Oh,
this side.
okay.
Stand on this side.
So sorry.
Were you born, Hannah?
2001.
Okay. We had my son's 2005, and 4 of the little girls in his 3 and 4-year-old preschool were Hannah. Like
Yeah.
we were like, this name is flying by.
Yeah.
It came out of nowhere too, because there were no Hannahs, and then everybody was Hannah.
I was really fortunate growing up that I only had one Hannah in my grade, but every other grade around me had a Hannah.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yes.
Look, I grew up as a Michael. We were everywhere. There was so many Michaels. I understand. So you have a Twitter post and a Facebook post.
Yes.
Okay. Hopefully the video will roll this time. We'll get the pictures. Cross our fingers.
Like, we got it.
It's gonna work, she
Gonna
says.
work.
It's gonna work. Welcome back to Big Red Wrap Up. I'm joined by Nebraska Public Media sports intern Hannah number 2. That's what I'm going to call you from now on, so we don't have any problems with that. What did we see on social media this weekend?
So this weekend we got a post from Lincoln Logs, live look at the Nebraska versus Colorado game. Got this photo, a lot of flags from all the penalties that happened over the game.
Right.
And then the second one we got is from Bob off of Facebook. His statement is, suggestion, scrap Husker football, put a dome on Memorial Stadium, and move the volleyball team in there. Yeah, I said it out loud. And that goes to show how successful volleyball is being in the state of Nebraska.
Exactly. Turn it to the good way, right? We
Yeah.
want to see some winning volleyball. Hannah, we appreciate it. Thanks a lot. We'll catch up with her next week, but let's take a second to hear from players and coaches following the loss.
We're learning how to win. It's painful right now. It's painful. It's painful. It's painful. I get it. Everyone's painful, but we're never gonna waste a crisis. You know what I mean? We're not gonna waste these losses. Like we're gonna learn from it.
No, execute. Execute is the biggest word for this offense. We have to execute, do our job to the fullest, and, let everything take for itself. Play free. We just have to play free, and execute the job.
This is kind of what you get when you hire me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you kind of get. Like, it's not going to be a quick fix. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be, we believe, built to last. It's going to be built on rock.
When you make mistakes, it's moving on and saying what's next. And Coach Rowe introduced that to us. That's why you see it everywhere, what's next. And I started to believe in that. And, you're going to make mistakes. And the best thing to do is grow and learn from it and just continue to elevate, you know. And that's just something Coach Rule been helping us with.
So I know, like, we're gonna have, I believe it, 100% in my heart that, you know, if we just keep trusting this process, it's gonna happen.
I think that they understand that we have a chance to be a good team, and it starts this week for us coming back home. So we're excited to play at home, excited to play in front of the home fans, and I'm excited to watch them do that.
We're pleased now to be joined by former black shirt, NFL linebacker as well, Jay Foreman. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Jay, is there still a feeling when you see Nebraska lose to Colorado specifically, that gets into your black shirt heart a little bit?
I mean, I hate it for the kids. I mean, I never lost to them, so I always say we had some good real estate up there, but
yeah,
it's tough. You know, they got their skill position guys. All of them are draftable guys, and a lot of them are going to go first round. So, you know, it keeps you in the game.
Yeah, it bugs me.
I bet it does. They don't like Nebraska.
No, they don't, and they weren't
don't
good.
Guys.
There was no love lost. You remember those scout team weeks where even the scout team would put the Buffalo emblems on their helmet, and they didn't beat us either. So, you know, it was always personal. We held them to 0 for on third down one year, and
nice.
I remember another year Cordell missed his first 15, 16 passes.
Yeah.
I enjoy seeing it.
They got us. I'm the one guy that got us a couple times. Hey, but I finished out on a strong note. That,
Hey,
2005.
Yeah, that was restore the order.
Yeah, game.
I wanted one of those T-shirts.
Yeah, that was the student section getting kicked out, and then we
33-3.
30-3. They came out. They came out and scored on a field goal on their opening drive, and they didn't sniff anything the rest of the game.
Student section was in a gots to go situation.
They got kicked out.
Oh yeah,
third quarter.
They were throwing stuff on the field.
Then Barnett was let go, and then Hawkins from Boise State had come in, and then we got him again the next year.
Brought his
playing intramurals.
That's right.
What do you think about this defense? I mean, they're actually showing out.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, you give credit to Tony White and company. They, you know, when you watch them, they run multiple fronts, multiple personnel in there. I'm a big believer. I think with the 3-3-5 has actually expanded their defensive roster. So you get guys that last year wouldn't even be on the travel roster out there making plays. You know, Javen Wrights and Gobert, those guys that you never thought of before the season. So I think they've done a really good job of implementing it, but even a better job of teaching it. And then obviously the players are inspired both by themselves and the opportunity, and they're playing really well. They don't look like just run around and see what we can find. They are very disciplined. I heard you guys talking about, I like how they run a little bit of a matchup zone, so it helps you against a highly skilled offense like Colorado, and they look like they have a good game plan, and that's something to hang your hat on. I mean, it's appealing. I mean, I'm looking out there looking at them linebackers not getting blocked. I'm like, man, hey, Jay Boy, hey, man, you might think I'm Ray Lewis or something out there. So it could be about 20, 30 more tackles into my career total.
Did you have any concerns with the 3-3-5 before the season? And if so, have those concerns been kind of washed away now?
A little bit, just because of what we lost across the defensive line. So when you hear 3, but when I studied Tony White from Syracuse, and I know Brian Stewart that was there before, asked him and watched 4 games, I was definitely knew we were going to be in good hands. And look, last year at Syracuse, they had a 260-pound nose guard. And
he was all conference.
And he punched a hole in the defense. So he fit it. He fit his 3-3-5 to the personnel. So I felt like it would be good here. And, you know, his assistant coaches have done a really good job. They have made hay with freshmen, guys that haven't played interior before, and taught them new techniques, and it's all worked. And they play with good leverage, right? Good hands, and they know exactly what they're doing.
The big thing about being a coach, obviously you got to teach, but get the best out of that person. You mentioned Mekhi Bayer. You saw that in high school? We hadn't seen any of that.
Yeah.
He's flying around the field.
You could tell I knew Jay was going to light up over the personnel, because I think for 4 years he's been in my ear about development and how can you not get 10 or 12 plays out of player X.
Yeah.
Right? And so I had a feeling you would be happy about getting multiple guys on the field, because he's like, you know, situationally, if you're developing, you've got to everybody's got to be able to contribute, whether it's 7, 8, 9, 10 plays, whatever it is, you've got to find a role. And that's definitely something that we've seen. I mean, he played 22, 23 guys on Saturday. I mean, that's incredible.
Especially when you have a team like Colorado trying to go as fast as they were. Weather wasn't really hot, but still, it was in the 80s. They were trying to go
and
fast.
I might be low on that number.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more. Guys that had tackles, that was the number. Then there were more guys that didn't even have tackles. Even Lefutu came in there and got a fumble recovery.
He's playing Kai Wallen. I mean, guys are getting snaps.
2-0, 0-2 though. I mean, that's still the big part of this. You eventually got to get to the point where these guys feel like they can win games.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get over that.
They got to get out of their own way. I mean, obviously the mishaps on offense has been talked about probably ad nauseum, but you know, people have I always say a unique memory, right? Probably before the season, you'd probably think that I could argue that you could say Nebraska was thought to be 0-2, right? Most likely 1-1. The difference is they had Nebraska beating Colorado and losing to Minnesota. The problem is that when you play well against Minnesota, or at times, and you lose the game against Minnesota, people are upset. Then you play a immensely skilled and disciplined and tough team like Colorado on the road, it catches you by surprise. And so they're one game behind probably realistically where they are, and there's 2 games they probably, you know, they feel like they gave away, right? Turnovers. And so they just got to get out of their own way. It's the little things for them.
Yeah.
And they're all controllable, right?
Yeah, you in 06, I mean 96, you guys got off to a slow start offensively.
Right.
I'm assuming that there's a little bit of locker room talk when the one side is not picking up the other side?
It typically takes a while. You know, for us, we knew we were going to struggle a little bit. There's a dynamic change at the quarterback spot. We were lacking a little leadership vocally in terms of guys taking over. And I say that knowing full well I was a captain, right? But it's different. You know, you lose a Uyghur, you lose a Graham. You know, Dishman wasn't a real talkative guy. Aaron Taylor certainly wasn't a real talkative guy. You know, Heskew and those guys, they were still kind of coming into it. And so it just took time. But I think we were so close that didn't really come up a ton. I think they were still embracing the fact if they had to pick us up, they would. I mean, 94 K-State was still fresh in the minds of, hey, man, we have your back.
Right.
So I think it took a little time for that to kind of creep in.
Have you been on a team like that, even the pros?
Oh, yeah, hey. I was down in Houston when David Carr was down there. I remember pulling up to the stadium. If we give up 17, we know or more than 17, it's an L.
Yeah.
I don't think Nebraska's at that point because they've done better things on offense. Probably actually against Colorado than they did Minnesota. Like, look, you got 2 drops. I feel like Fedoni on the contested, across the middle on the second drive, I think it was.
And Bullock's got to catch that square in.
It's a different game, right? Now, Jeff Sims has his issues, right? I mean, but some other guys have some issues. It's just the little things. And so I've been on teams like that at the pro level. You do call guys out because my job depends on you, right? So, but they showed what I'll tell you this: offensively, coming out in 12 personnel, sometimes 13 personnel, and obliterating Colorado in that first half. That's a good sign for them. Yeah. So that's something they can fall back on. So they just got to get better at the little things that really turn into big things.
Did you have it in 04 a little bit? Because obviously the offense.
Yeah, well, it was such a drastic. I mean, you have Joe Daly, that was an option quarterback, all of a sudden trying to run a West Coast offense.
Yeah.
I mean, he couldn't even call the plays right. I mean, he was doing his best. I mean, it was it was 38 pitch on 2, let's go. But now he had to call now he has to call like a
ground
full,
change jump 83 wide stick, Z-zoom.
Yeah, shift to, check this, alert this. I mean, it's a whole different ball game. So it was a square peg, round hole situation. Defensively, we were pretty good. It was similar in 05 too. We struggled offensively.
Yeah.
But it was tough, man. It just is what it is. But I was asked this a lot as a defensive guy. They ask you if you get frustrated. Yeah, you do, but sometimes you can't worry about it.
Right.
You can't worry about it. You got to go out and do your job.
Yeah.
Mature good defenses, you don't get caught up with what the offense is doing. You said, hey, I guess we got to score. Hey, I guess we got to go create more turnovers.
Yeah, we got to do more.
Right.
I mean, Iowa's made a living on that. Right. I mean, look, they just beat Iowa State with a defensive touchdown. I would challenge my guys on defense. Let's play better on third down, right?
That's the thing.
Right? Let's play better on third down.
Yeah.
Let's not fall asleep, with 5 wides on 4th and 10 with probably the fastest dude one of them in college, right? Let's make them make a play, and let's not let them catch a Indianapolis Colts route with 5 guys watching. Let's do that, and then worry about it.
It's uncanny. Nebraska's first 2 opponents, success rate on 3rd down, giving their success rate on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah.
I mean, their 1st and 2nd down success rate is through the roof.
Right.
But then, coincidentally, their 3rd down conversions are equally as shocking.
Yeah, they had 10 yards to go on passing downs, meaning that's obviously 3rd down, but 2nd down if it's more than 7 yards. They had 10 yards to go. They averaged 10.1 yards offensively. So they were
similar in the Minnesota game.
Same thing, yeah.
And Colorado converts 9 of 17 on 3rd down, right? So those are the things.
Yeah.
They're 109th against 3rd down right now.
Yeah.
3rd down for Nebraska.
For a team that has been as impressive with stuff rate as anybody in the country.
You get Northern Illinois coming off of a bad loss to Southern Illinois, but Nebraska's name's up there.
Sure.
They're going to be up for this game.
Oh, yeah, and it's a kind of a get-right game for them. They have nothing to lose. They're probably confident because they're able to go beat Boston College up there, another Power 5 school. But I think Nebraska actually matches up really well with them, both offensively and defensively. It's going to be some tough sledding offensively, but this is a game, I think with the way that they play offense, I always say defense, you got to go in there thinking about, okay, 2-trick plays. With these dudes, right, you got to think 4.
Yeah.
And anywhere on the field, because they're going to try to come in and hit you with a Mike Tyson haymaker early and kind of get the crowd against you. So you really, the best thing Nebraska could do is just come out and play steady, and then get going and then try to physically, impose yourself.
Can you, if Jeff Sims isn't ready to go, do you feel comfortable with Harburg leading the offense?
Yeah, I do. I think you have an opponent in Northern Illinois that has struggled offensively, especially to run the ball. And Lombardi has turned them, he's got the 3 interceptions. So defensively, it's kind of like, okay, no matter who's playing quarterback, if we play our game, we're going to have a chance. Now, Nebraska's going to have their hands full with Northern Illinois up front. That's a good defensive line, and they'll play 6 guys. They're active, and I like their secondary. They got an all-conference caliber safety. They'll be legit, but I think Nebraska will be comfortable because if they want to play this game in a phone booth, they're starting to develop that identity that they're okay playing that way.
Can they still get the 6 wins?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
I think some of the stuff that's going on in the Big Ten probably shed some light on
The
being
West
able
does
to.
not look sharp.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, I think Purdue's going to be up and down, and they can get it, but you're not going to get to 6 until you get to 1. So 1 needs to start this week, and if they start playing, playing against themselves and winning against themselves, the opponent becomes secondary.
Yeah. Jay, we appreciate it.
Appreciate having me.
Now it's time to announce our game day photo contest winner. Jerry and Stephanie sent these of their grandkids who joined them to watch the game on Saturday. Thanks for sharing this with us, Jerry and Stephanie. Don't miss out on your opportunity to send us your best game day photo for chances to win great prizes like these throughout the season. We want to see your game day best, so make sure you send in those photos from the tailgate, inside the stadium, or even from your watch party at home. Now it's time to toss it to Jay Moore in the huddle.
All right, a couple plays defensively from the game against Colorado on Saturday. The first one, we're going to talk about Cam Lenhart. He's playing phenomenal early in the season as a true freshman. I mentioned eye discipline. This is where this kind of comes in for Cam as I highlight him on the edge here. He's going to get kind of a down power scheme look. So initially, in this scheme, with a guy on the edge, he has to fit inside of this look. But knowing he looks here at the mesh point, it's not right. Really not a handoff, so he knows they're not handing it off. So why would I go take myself out of the play and let's go make a play, right? So now he sees it. No need to be caught up in here when I can just come up here and make a play. That's a that's a great play for a young guy in a pretty big game for him as a true freshman. So Cam Lenhart's playing well early on. So the second player we're going to look at is that zero blitz that we highlighted earlier, with Tommy Hill highlighted up here towards into the field. So zero pressure. Nebraska's bringing 7 guys. That means everyone else here is man-to-man. Tommy Hill did not get that message. You'll see here right now that eyes are in the backfield. A lot of times the rule is you see the ball thrown, you're going to see the ball caught if you're trying to play man-to-man. So he sees it thrown. He's in more of a catch technique, almost looking like he's trying to pass this off with this underneath guy. That's not the case. Gets beat over top. does a good job. Luckily, the pass was underthrown, but does a good job getting the guy down, recovers. But Nebraska was a little sloppy on that play.
That's why they say you got to play with 11, right? I mean, 10 guys can do it. But
Yeah.
one guy makes one
for
mistake.
Sure. For sure.
No doubt about that. There's more Big Red Wrap coming up next. Next, we talk to Sean Callahan, who joins us to talk about recruiting, and then we'll dive into Saturday's matchup in Memorial Stadium. But first, another look at Colorado's game day photos, courtesy of Hurrdat Sports. Welcome back to Big Red Wrap-Up. It's time to check in on this week's sideline survey. Who do you want to see starting at quarterback on Saturday? Wow, 80% of the people say Heinrich Haarberg, and then you got 10% vote for Jeff Sims and Chubba Purdy. It's always the backup quarterback who's the most popular. Make sure you visit the website and cast your vote now. With me, Coach Sean Callahan, to talk recruiting. Big visitor this weekend?
Yeah, big visitor for Nebraska. Brandon Baker, the nation's #1 tackle, will be making his third trip to Lincoln. This will be his official visit. His entire family will be here, including his older brother who played for Oregon. So I still think a long shot for the Big Red. Texas and Oregon and some other teams, kind of the leaders in the clubhouse. But anytime you get a guy on campus, you just never know where that could go.
It's such a great class already in 2024. 2025, Caden Vermas from Millard North. 6 foot tall, 190, safety. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Caden Vermas was a really early commit. He committed last spring. After an outstanding sophomore season, he's a running back. He can play receiver. He's a kick returner for Fred Petito, but Nebraska's looking at him as more of a safety. The other day he had all the touchdowns for Millard North in a game against Creighton Prep. So he's an explosive athlete. He's going to show up in a football game in all three phases for Millard North. You see him as a ball carrier here, but just a guy that Matt Rule, they watched the film on him early on, offered him, and he didn't waste any time. In fact, Mickey Joseph made the offer to him first.
Oh, wow.
And then Matt Rule re-honored that offer to him, and then he committed basically right during the middle of spring practice.
Does he run track?
I don't believe he was more of a baseball guy, if I'm not mistaken. But he got out of that, and he's in MMA fighting.
Oh, wow.
He does a lot of he does some boxing, MMA stuff, but really, Millard North, Fred Petito, great program, strong kid. He's working hard in the weight room.
All right, let's go to the phone now to 2024 commit, one of the best athletes in the state, Carter Nelson, joining us now. Carter, how you doing? Can you hear us, Carter?
Yes, sir.
How you doing? How's everything going?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Everything's good out here.
Well, Carter, you've gone into your senior year, obviously a big target on your back. Team's undefeated. Break down what you've been able to do and just all the different ways you're being utilized in 8-man football for Ainsworth.
The biggest thing right now is just making sure that I'm doing everything I can to help the team. We've had a really successful year so far because we've got a lot of younger kids that are stepping up right now and figuring out their roles, and I'm kind of just helping them at the same time of understanding what that role is, and so far I think that's been working really good for us.
Carter, you still got some time before this happens, but what do you think will be the biggest transition going from 8 men to 11?
I feel like the biggest transition is just going to be like the play style. The speed's going to be like slower. It's not going to be touchdown. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a transition, but I'm excited to be able to work with the people to help me do that or at Nebraska for sure.
Carter, we've seen Nebraska play with a lot of 2, even 3 tight end sets. How excited are you for just the direction this offense is going under Matt Rule and Marcus Satterfield?
Yeah, no, I'm really kind of excited to see what they do and just keep hoping they keep getting that tight end the ball more. And no, I'm excited to see what they keep doing with it.
Ultimately, what made you choose the Huskers?
I really believe that they're headed in the right direction. It may not show for like scores or record right now, but there's been an attitude change in that locker room. So having family nearby and truly believing was kind of the big thing for me.
Now, Carter, you're about 4 hours from Lincoln. How often are you going to get down for these home games? I assume we'll probably see you down in Lincoln here on Saturday for the home opener?
Yes, sir.
What are you looking for? I mean, how much do you talk with the members of that recruiting class, guys like Daniel Kalen and some of the other guys in the 2024 class?
Oh, we talk quite a bit. It's been kind of a while because there hasn't been too much going on, but I'm really excited to see some of my guys again for sure.
Carter, how much do you like to play on defense? Obviously, with an 8-man team, you're playing on both sides. What do you think like most about playing when you get the chance to play on defense?
In the past, I play defense, but it hasn't really clicked for me. But this year, I don't know. I think that I've been playing pretty decent on the defensive side of the ball this year so far. So, no, I'm definitely enjoying defense a lot. So.
Hey, Carter, we appreciate it. Stay healthy and have a great rest of the year.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sean, we appreciate it. Before we dive into the Northern Illinois game, we'll take a look at some scores from around the Big Ten this weekend. Michigan takes care of business against UNLV 35-7. Their quarterback's been playing very well so far. Fighting Illini falls short against Kansas on a Friday night. I love the Kansas offense, 34-23. And Wisconsin gets beat by Washington State 31-22. Another part we've been talking about. The West doesn't look all that intimidating. We thought Illinois, obviously, we thought, they're changing a lot of people out. Kansas, in the first half, was running up and down the field on them.
Yeah, Illinois is in trouble offensively. It's a couple weeks in a row they've kind of struggled. It may be a work in progress all year long. I think every game.
Yeah.
I mean, Wisconsin didn't look impressive. I think Iowa is what they are, right?
24 points, they're happy.
I mean, it's just kind of who they are. They're 0.1 yards per carry, a play better than they were last year. They're 0.1 yards total yards per play better than they were last year. I mean, it just kind of is what they are. And I mean, who else is out there, right? It's definitely doable.
Yeah, I would say that if you're looking at the teams that are still, Michigan obviously is as good as Colorado and Michigan and Minnesota.
And even they've been workmanlike. They haven't been like overly explosive. They've been like, they'll slow bleed you and they'll make it hurt.
McCarthy looks like he knows what he's doing a little better than he was. Like, I don't see him making some of the mistakes, but it's early against not great competition.
He's so much bigger. He looks stronger than he has been.
Yeah.
He's grown.
Well, then he's got Corum to deal with, too. It's just like...
And Edwards.
And Edwards,
kind of off to an okay start.
Yeah. Well, you look at it. Is there a team that you look ahead that, other than Iowa maybe and Michigan, that you look at and say that Nebraska doesn't have a chance again?
Yeah, that Michigan State game's obviously changed a lot in the last week. But I think Maryland's kind of a wild card opponent. I just don't really know.
Slow start this past week.
But they might slot themselves up in that Eastern Division. I mean, I just look at these divisions. This will be the last year of the West.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll get rid of the West. This is a perfect year for the Big Ten to try to get 2 playoff teams again before the thing goes to 12 teams. I mean, it's set up for that championship game to be almost an automatic win right now for the Eastern side of this division. And, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State. I mean, you got to think there's a somewhat of a decent chance that the league could land 2 playoff teams.
You look at the schedule, only 3 more games on the road. Illinois on a Friday night, Michigan State, as you mentioned, changed because they probably, at that point, their head coach will be fired. And then the game at Wisconsin before the final game at home against Iowa.
I'm always afraid to look ahead.
Oh, I understand.
You can't get to 6 until you get to 1.
That's what Jay said, until you get to 1.
Right? Like, that's the only way I can think about it.
Let's talk about Northern Illinois then. You got Rocky Lombardi now in his 7th year of playing football. Brown, their running back's pretty good. They've got a tight end who's about 6'7", 6'8", who takes over the middle of the field. And they have some decent talent on defense. I just don't think they can stop the run.
Yeah, that's going to be the issue. Boston College ran it at a pretty good clip for the majority of that game, did not take care of the football.
Yeah.
You know, if Nebraska, again, can keep their toes, they have a chance to be able to move the ball. I'm surprised Northern Illinois hasn't ran the ball better. I mean, they're ground and pound.
They normally do.
They're going for less than 3 per carry. I'm a little surprised at that.
Yeah, and Haberman is there, right?
Yeah.
I know he got banged up a little bit in the Boston College game, but that's kind of a pipeline for some Omaha guys going to Northern Illinois.
It has been a very good recruiting area for them, and they recruit a lot of the same kinds of players. I like Coach Hammock a lot.
Yeah.
I think he stands for the right things. I think he does the right thing with his program, and they play with a certain toughness. And Nebraska's going to get all they want up front. I mean, we can slice this every way till Sunday, but they're going to get all they want from Northern Illinois defensively.
Is there an injury issue with Brian Buschini? Do you know any inside information about what's going on with him?
Yeah, you would think, he punted in the altitude in Boulder, he was going to have a career day there.
Right.
And it was maybe one of his worst days. I think it's just as much mental as anything. I think the protection hasn't been quite as good. I mean, the rush has gotten into him a little quicker. And I think that's affected him as he's getting ready to punt, as one theory I heard this week. So we'll see how he bounces back. But something has seemed off with Buschini going an average of 35 yards on his punts, which that's huge, especially when you have a defense like Nebraska's. You want to get that field position because that's going to be Nebraska's best chance to win games.
How about some of these young wide receivers? Because we see a lot of young players playing on defense. Who do you think's coming? I know Malachi Coleman was open on a crossing route that he had a chance to get to, but who do you think's coming as a wide receiver?
I know Coleman's the popular one, and all bias aside, Lloyd's the guy that I expect just because I know his personality, and he goes to work every day. He's going to show up, and he's very, very disciplined. He enjoys regiment. He's coachable. He likes being told what to do, and he's a benchmark kind of guy. So you can coach him hard, and he'll keep showing up. I imagine Jalen Lloyd makes a play or two this weekend at Memorial Stadium.
David wants to know from Facebook, where's the fullback? We heard so much about the fullback. The fullback, don't know. Where's the fullback?
Isn't that interesting? Both the fullback and the tight ends. Borkacher's one of their best players. I don't care how you slice it. He needs touches, and I like Liebentritt. Bonner's got versatility.
I'm surprised Bonner hasn't touched the ball.
2-back run game downhill. Just give me a little something to keep these defenses honest from racing to the edges.
When the game gets off schedule, it's kind of hard to play with the fullback.
I get it.
I mean, Nebraska gets down like Colorado. They had Liebentritt and Bonner going for a while, but then you get down by as many points as they did. I mean, you kind of change what you're doing, right?
Tough to have a fullback when they penetrate the way Colorado was.
So that's why I like Trap and Veer, right? I mean, you know how that slows you. Hey, you're talking about a guy who can pin his ears back, right? I mean, downhill run game, blast, power, ram, like those that hurts, right? It changes the way you want to get vertical.
Oh, it does. You start looking sideways, like who's coming to ear hole me. So it does. It stops a defender just that half second. All of a sudden, bam. There you go. You got that seal, and they're off to the races.
Some of those guys you don't block. You slip it, you read it, and you let them roll.
Yeah, we saw that when you guys were playing against Miami in '94. Sometimes just let them go where they want to go, and you go by them.
To block, so just don't block them.
Exactly. You think Jeff Sims is the starter on Saturday?
If he's healthy. I mean, I think what does Jeff Sims do the best? He runs. And if he's limited on that ankle, that takes away what he does the best. So I think that's probably something we're going to have to evaluate the rest of the week and make that call. Because if he's at all limited, I think that really hampers his strength as a quarterback.
Yeah, he's set up right now with, the interceptions, the fumbles, and then just really hasn't been able to get in a rhythm. If he can get in a rhythm, I think he can. I've watched him enough at Georgia Tech. When he was in a rhythm of games, he actually looked pretty good.
Do you guys feel like Nebraska left some rushing yards on the field?
Definitely. Yeah,
I feel like they left quite a few rushing yards out there for, as well as statistically the numbers said.
How do you think the offensive line played?
Outside of pass pro, I don't have a ton of problems. It's hard. Like I get the plays where guys cross your face, they get read on a down block.
Gap schemes they're struggling with that right
Yeah,
now.
right. You're gonna give up a few of those, but for the most part, outside of pass pro, it hasn't been a dumpster fire. They've been okay.
It's been manageable. Like
Right.
a C, I'd give it a C, grade on it. I mean, there's an improvement, but it's not the worst. I think they've done some good things. I'd like to see where Teddy Prochazka is in all this. I think that's a game changer for that.
The left side of that line needs a boost, especially in pass protection.
Ben Hart's played well, too.
Yes, he has.
So he's been better
has Scott.
than he has been. Scott's been very good, and I actually think Norelli for not playing for a while. Yeah. I know Rail is an easy whipping boy, but you got to get inside the schemes. They haven't been that bad.
So move Corcoran inside, you get Teddy back, and all of a sudden the offensive line.
So the thing I worry about with Corcoran moving inside is I'm not so sure how well he gets off the ball. Right? I worry a little bit about his twitchy, like just how much snap he has to
Working
his game.
the second level.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that as offensive tackle. I mean? You had the combo, then get to the second level. That's a whole different ball game.
Sean, are you surprised how angry everybody? There's a lot of angry people. I'm going through here.
Well, he knows. He runs a message board.
You run a message board. You know. That's why I'm asking you. There's some angry people here.
I mean,
it's 2 games.
Think about the context of where this program's at, though. People have been whipped and beat down hard since 2016 and 2017. I mean, so you just think about it in that sense. People want this so bad, and nobody has backed off. The fans still travel. They still fill that stadium. There's nowhere else in the world like Nebraska fans, the way they fill things up and go to things. If teams lose like Nebraska, fans stop coming, but in Nebraska, they keep coming. And I think they keep wanting to believe, and it's just not been there. It's so, I think, frustrating for a lot of these fans to keep battling through this.
Burning questions? You're up first.
My burning question is, will Jeff Sims play in this game? And if so, can he take that step forward? And can this offense get an identity developed here these next 2 weeks?
Tim?
Outside of taking care of the football, that's the obvious. If you play multiple quarterbacks, will you reach a point of no return? People don't understand. You have to be careful with how you manage your quarterbacks. And you have to understand and say out loud, it's different. So if Sims doesn't play, how much patience do you have?
Mine is defensively. Obviously, they've been really, really good the first 2 games. Can they get off the field on third downs? And can they create some turnovers? Get that ball back into the offense's hands. And if they are some turnovers, can they make up for those mistakes the offense will have?
Can you get Anthony Grant back in? I know he had the turnovers. I want to see him get a chance. I hope all 3 of the running backs get a chance to run in. Can you get Anthony Grant back on the field? Don't forget to head to the website or Facebook page and click on the prediction. Jay, Damon, and I will tell you exactly what to expect on Saturday. Nebraska looks to take on Northern Illinois at home, the first home game in Memorial Stadium under head coach Matt Rhule. Kickoff for that game is 6 o'clock. It's on FS1. And next Tuesday, we'll recap that game right here with former Husker player and assistant coach Barrett Ruud. Our thanks to Jay Foreman, Carter Nelson, and for the student volunteers in the call center for joining us tonight. For Jay Moore and Damon Benning and Sean Callahan, I'm Michael Severe. We'll see you next week right here on Big Red Wrap.